Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram Ram,
जय
Hare
श्री
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare
चैतन्य
Krishna,
प्रभु
Krishna Ram,
नित्यानंद
Ram Ram,
श्री
Ram
अद्वैत
Hare
गदाधर
Hare Krishna, Hare
श्रीवासादि
Krishna, Krishna Ram,
गौरभक्तवृंद।
Ram Ram, Hare
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Thursday. It is 23rd of January and it is Magha Masa or Madhava Masa, Krishna Paksham, Navami Tithi. So there are no Vaishnava events today in the calendar, but we are coming nearer to Ekadasi. Ekadasi is on Saturday and Sunday, 25th and 26th of January. So, okay, so just a pre-alert. Okay, so for today, we shall move into the Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami is describing the Virata Rupa of the Lord. So how the different limbs are getting generated along with their functions, like all the senses, functions, and then their preceding deities for each and every function. So in that sequence, so far, all the five senses, Jnanendriyas were generated and corresponding demigods and corresponding the senses, sense perceptions, and controlling demigods and the functions. They're all generated. So yesterday we have seen the sense of touch, and before that the ears. So starting from the mouth, and then tongue, and then nose, and then eyes, and then ears, and then the skin. So वस्तुनो मृदु काठिन्य लघु गुरु उष्ण शीतनां जिगृक्षतः त्वग्निभिन्ना तस्यां रोम महीरुहाः तत्र चान्तर्बहिर्वातः त्वचा लब्ध गुणोरुतः. So likewise, for the softness and hardness, lightweight, weighing the either light or heavy, or to feel whether it is warm or cold, and the sense of touch got generated. Jigrustha Tvak Nirbhinna, by the sense of touch, the skin was also generated. Tvak is the skin, Nirbhinna. Tasyam Roma Mahiruhaha, along with the preceding deities, they are all the trees on the earth planet. Roma Mahi Ruhaha. Tatra Chantar Bahirvataha Tvacha Labda Gunurutaha. So, and also inside and outside to feel that sense of touch, that one also got generated. The guna, Labda Guru Vritaha, sense of touch. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami was mentioning yesterday. So today now he is speaking on the Karanendriyas. The hands are coming first out of the Karanendriyas. So from the body of the Virat Rupa, when the Lord desired to perform so many other activities, so many other activities, the two hands got generated along with the preceding deity and also the strength. The strength is in the arms of the Lord, and also the Lord Indra, who is the um, preceding deity, but the strength of the strength. So they were generated from the arms of the Lord. Arms got generated, Indra got generated, strength got generated. Okay, and also many other activities also are generated. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami speaking. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 10, verse number 24. I think where the base has changed, it seems some kind of upgradation. हस्तौरुरुहतुः तस्य नानाकर्म चिकीर्षया तयोस्तु बलवानिन्द्र आदानम् उभयाश्रयम् हतुस्tasya hastau the hands ruruhatuhu they got manifested tasya of the virat rupa of the lord hastau ruruhatuhu tasya and hands got generated the arms and then further nana karma chikishaya and various activities nana karma various work and chikishaya being so desirous and the Lord desired to do all of them. So hands got generated. Nana karma chikeshaya. Tayoho tayostu balavan indra. Tayoho as the of them from the hands. However, tayostu balavan to give strength. Indraha, the demigod in the heaven. Indraha. Adanam vubhayashrayam. Adanam activities of the hand and vubhaya ashrayam so dependent on both the demigod and the hand. All the activities, they're all depending on the hands and the demigod Indra as well. Because unless there is a strength, we cannot perform our activities through our hands. हस्तुरुहतुहतस्य नाना कर्म चिकीर्षय तयोस्तु बलवान इंद्र आदानम उभयाश्रयम उभयाश्रयम. The translation for this verse. Thereafter, when the Supreme Person desired to perform varieties of work, the two hands and their controlling strength, and Indra, the demigod in heaven, became manifested, as also the acts dependent on both the hands and the demigod. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so can I request, do we have Hangu Mamataji? Okay, can I request Mridhasachi Mataji to read the purport, please? If available. Okay, can I request any other devotee to read the purport, please? Unallocated devotees.
Plenary.
Okay, Meena Mataji. Yeah, please.
In every item we cannot with profit that the sense organs of the living entity are never independent at any stage. The Lord is known as the Lord of the sense, Rishikesha. Thus, the sense organ of the living entity are manifested by the will of the Lord, and each organ is controlled by a certain type of demigod. No one, therefore, can claim any proprietorship any proprietorship of the sense. The living entity is controlled by the sense. The sense are controlled by the demigod, and the demigod are the servant of the Supreme Lord. That is the arrangement in the system of creation. The whole thing is controlled ultimately by the Supreme Lord, and there is no independence either of the material nature or the living entity. The illusions living entity who claim to be the Lord of the sense is under the clutch of the external energy of the Lord. As long as living entity continue to be puffed up by his tiny existence, he is to be understood to be under the stringent control of the external energy of the Lord, and there is no question of liberation from the clutch of illusions. Maya, much one much one may declare himself a liberation soul. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So here Prabhupada is describing, so all the sense organs of the living entities, they are dependent on the Lord, the Hrishikesha. The Lord is the Hrishikesha. So he is a Hrishikesha Sevanam. All the senses are to be engaged in the service of the Hrishikesha. If Hrishikesha is not helping us, then all of the senses will just like a dead body. So केवयं नाम रूपाभ्यं यदुभिः सह पाण्डवाः भवतो अदर्शनम् इहरिः कृषिकाणाम् इवेशितुः. So Kunti Maharani prays in her केवयं नाम रूपाभ्यं यदुभिः सह पाण्डवाः. So Bhavato Adarshanam Yerhi, if we cannot see you, O my dear Krishna, and you are leaving Hastinapura after, and you have helped us in the Kurukshetra battle and made Yudhishthira as the king, and then giving so many instructions, and you have stayed here with us for so many months again after that. Now you are leaving to Dwarakapuri now. So once you leave, so Bhavato Adarshanam Yerhi Hrushikanam Iveshituhu, just like a census without any life, like a dead body. So that is it is Lord is Hrishikesha. He is the strength of all the senses, Lord of the senses. And here, and also he is also mentioned uh, Hrushikanam Adishwaram Yadahuhu Anuruddhakyam Hrushikanam Adishwaram. So he is whenever he is mentioned as the Lord of the senses, he is also called Hrishikesha. He is the deity is the Aniruddha. He is the expression of the Lord out of the Chitrayuha. Yadahuhu Anuruddhakyam Krishikaanam Madhishwaram Sarada Indivarashyamam Yogibihi Sanaihi. So likewise, yogis, they slowly, gradually realize the Lord in the Hrishikesha, who is the deity for that one is the Aniruddha. Thus the sense organ of the living entities are manifested by the will of the Lord, and each organ is controlled by the type of demigod. No one therefore claim any proprietorship of the senses. This body is entirely the Lord's one. We are simply staying in the rented house. This body is like a rented property. We cannot claim that we are the owner of this body. Kshetradhyam chapi mam vidhi sarvakshetreshu bharata. O Arjuna, know that I am the person who is living in all the living entities. Sarvakshetreshu bharata. And he give permissions just to experience Upadrashtanumanta cha Bhatta Bhokta Maheshwaraha. He is the only the enjoyer. Bhatta Bhokta Mahesh. We are simply staying in this body, but we think only we are desiring it. Everything is carried out by the order of Krishna. We simply and material nature. So under direction of this is Prakrutehe karmani gunehi karmani sarvashaha. This material nature, it makes that body to work through भूमिरापनलो वायुखम मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकारiti yemme bhinna prakriti rastada. We simply living it simply desires, but the body is controlled by the material nature. The Lord is the controller of the body. Brahmayan sarvabhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. So we cannot claim this body is ours. This body will be taken by the material nature in due course of time. The time will devour everything. Kala karma gunadino dehoyam panchabhotikah katamanyam stu gopayat sarpagrasto yataparam. It will be swallowed by the time in due course of time. This is the arrangement of the system of creation. The whole thing is controlled ultimately by the Supreme Lord, and there is no independence either of the material nature or of the living entity. Mayadhyakshena prakriti. Everything goes, but we are simply staying for time being. But we think that it is me, I have to do this one, so many things. In a blink of time, these bodies will be vanished. What we need to be done? We need to come and then surrender ourselves that, oh Krishna, you are the only ultimate one, you are the eternal one, always residing in your own abode. Sudhamani Brahmani Ramste Namaha. You're always enjoying in your abode. So now my eternal duty is only render service unto you, only become servant of you, and servant of your servants. Then that will become eternity. When the desires become eternal, then we do not belong to this material world anymore. So the illusion living in it who claims to be the Lord of his senses is under the clutches of external energy of the Lord. See, this is how one entangles. Aham mama, aham mameti, yo avagraha aham mameti, iti etasmin yojitasvaya. So this is again Devahuti, she laments etavatalam kalena when she was though she married to Kadama Prajapati, when the Kadama Prajapati was about to leave, then she just simply mentions etavatalam kalena vitikrantene me prabho indriyardha prasangena parityakta paratmanah. So because of my engaging senses in the enjoyment, and I did not do anything, parityakta paratmanah, I neglected the rendering devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Though I got opportunity under your direction, I would have done devotional service and getting detachment from the sense gratification, but I could not. Always I have been engaged in the Indriyartha Prasangena, just only in the sense gratificatory matters. But however, so because, oh my dear husband, you are a devotee of the Lord, even though I approach for the sense gratification, Indriyartha Sajjantya, and prasangaha tvai kritaha, but I have associated, though it is sense gratification, with a devotee of the Lord who has already took the darshan of the Lord and got the blessings of the Lord. By the time the Lord has appeared to Kardama Prajapati and blessed him that I am going to appear as your child as well. I am arranging your wife as well. Likewise, the Lord mentions to Kardama Prajapati. By the time Kardama Prajapati has achieved that position, Bhagavad Prasada. Now Devahuti was lamenting like that one, but and at the same time she is also mentioning the connection between herself and the devotee of the Lord. Indriyadesvarjhanja prasangatvayime kritaha ajanantya param bhavam tatapyastu abhyayame. Though I may be foolish, ajanantya param bhavam, about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but still because I am associating with the devotee, tatapyastu abhyayame. So I would also get fearlessness about the uh, any of these material things. This is bhayam, mrityu, and the protection. So tatapyastu abhyayami, for the fearlessness. So as long as one is always with the devotee, he does not have to worry about the any of those things throughout his life. So likewise, Devahuti is mentioning tatapyastu abhyayami. So because and she mentions sangoyaha samster hetuhu asatsu vihito adiya saeva sadhushu krito nisangatvaya kalpate. So actually the sangoyaha samster hetuhu, the sangha association is only the cause of the bondage. Sangoyaha samster hetuhu asatsu vihito adiya, asatsu, the material things. When we are engaging in the sense gratification, the material things, vihito, even though it is gradually enjoying properly in a regulative principles only we are enjoying. But if we do not attract towards the saiva sadhushu kruto, when it is not in association with the sadhus, then what is nisangatvaya kalpate, and that will become wasted. Nisangatvaya kalpate. But when we have got that devotees association, it will bring to the liberation path. Moksha dwaram apavrutam. Otherwise, if it is non-devotees association, enjoying properly from all rules and regulatives only, but there is no devotees there, then he will be stuck up in this material world. So that likewise she laments. Nehayat karma dharmaya na virakaya kalpate nati pada sevaya jivannapi mrutohi saha. If one is not getting attracted to the Krishna, na iha yat karma Nehayat karma dharmaya. Though he is performing all his dharma properly, na viragaya kalpate, but still he is working on, but he did not get any detachment. Na viragaya kalpate. Then what happens? Natidda pada sevayai. And also if he is not attracted to the devotional service of the Lord, Tidda pada sevayai. So Tidda pada is the lotus feet of the Lord, and sevayai is the devotional service. If he is not attracted to Krishna, and then he is performing all his activities perfectly, good job, good wife, good family, everything is going on. He is not committed any sinful activities. Everything is good. But if he is not attracted to devotional service of the Lord, Jivannapi mruto hi saha, though he is a living, he is a dead body. Jivannapi mruto hi saha. So that is how it is described. So all the sense gratification, though one claims to be a lord of his senses under the clutches of the material energy of the Lord. As long as living entity continues to be puffed up by his tiny existence, he is to be understood to be under the stringent control of the external energy of the Lord. And there is no question of liberation from the clutches of illusion, Maya, however much one may declare himself a liberated soul. So this is Prabhupada is describing, and later on Devakuti also, once Kadama Prajapati leaves and she got the Kapila Bhagavan as a son, and then she goes to Kapila and then mentions and admits her inability to control the senses. Nirvinna nitram bhoman asad indriya tarshanat yen sambhavyamanena prapannandam tamah prabho. Oh my dear Kapila, so I'm being disturbed by these senses too much. So please, I am taking shelter of your feet, your lotus feet. So please help me. Tasya tvam tamu swandasya duspurasya dhyaparagam. So there she mentions aham mama aham mameti yo agraha iti etasmin yojitastvaya. So you are the only one who can make me to cross this sense disturbances. Though everyone are desiring to cross the senses are always distinguished. You just for the sense enjoyment. I wanted to eat nice things. I wanted to touch the nice things. I wanted to smell. I wanted to see. I wanted to feel. All these are sense gratifications. In due course of time, when we are feeling in the back behind, the time is taking the life of all the living entities. The body is getting older, the energy is getting drained up. Every day, some new diseases are coming in, and we are always what happens? Kurvan dukkha pratikaram. We are always trying to dukkhas, only counteracting the miseries. We are not actually experiencing the real happiness. Real happiness only comes in the hearing Krishna Katha, rendering devotional service unto the Lord, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, following regulative principles, and then pleasing the Acharyas and Vaishnavas. That is where the real happiness comes. That is on the transcendental platform. But otherwise, everything is a misery. Just make one big house, and then there is so much of mortgage, and then that's it. You work for next 30 to 40 years, just like a dog. That is what most of the current civilization, it is making, the governments are making people to work like that, though it is not needed. Now in India, there is one of the strategy is that everyone should beget more children because there is so much of property and wealth to eat. So, but children are very less. So everyone has to beget children in the proportions of 2.1 child. At the moment, it is very less. Previously, they have said unnecessarily they are interfering in the propagating the progeny. Previously, there were many children. Now, don't make many children. So we are overpopulating. Just make three people. No three children. One limit is two children. One is very good. Likewise, they were mentioning some kind of propaganda. Now it is changed. Unnecessarily, they are interfering in the Varnashrama Dharma. So one has to beget children only for propagating the religious principles. So here the Lord is getting all kinds of senses and jnanendriyas or karanendriyas when he decide to perform. In Krishna conscious in the Varnashram Dharma, there was no concept of the contraceptions and like that. As long as they're always engaged in the devotional service, some siddhir haritoshanam, then he can beget as many children. One does not have to worry about if he has got 10 children or 20 children like that. The Lord will arrange everything because they're surrendered souls. Dharma is the representative of Krishna. Dharmam sakshat bhagavad pranitam. The Lord only spoke those things. Okay, so likewise, one if he is not following those varnashama dharma and also devotional service onto the Krishna, then one has to be under the stringent clutches of Maya. So stringent control of external energy of the Lord. Okay, that is Prabhupada is mentioning here. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So hasto ruru hatuhotasya nana karma chikishaya tayostu balavan indra adanam ubhayashriyam. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shall move to the Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today letter to this is done. Okay, letter to Toshana Krishna, June 23rd, 1970, Los Angeles. Okay, so can I request Hangma Mataji to read this letter, please? Hare Krishna, Hangma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, sorry, my voice it didn't come through the internet, I think. Yeah.
We can hear you, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. My dear Toshana Krishna. My dear Toshana Krishna, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated nil. Regarding New Testament, we can simply agree that the New Testament accepts God is great and the creation came into existence by his word. I do not know the details of New Testament, but I know so far that it is stated there that all creation is made by God. So this statement is Vedic statement. In the Vedanta philosophy, also the same thing is stated that the Supreme Brahman is the cause of all creation, maintenance and destruction. So on the principle that God is supreme, God is great, I do not think there is difference of opinion between us and the Christians. But the Vedic literatures, being older and disseminated by many superior acharyas, we can find out how God is great, how the creation took place one after another. These details are not found in any other scriptures in the world. So, on the whole, if anyone accepts that God is greater than everyone and nobody is equal to him, then we welcome such statement, and if he is sober and intelligent, then he will try to learn from Vedic literature how God is greater than everyone and nobody is equal to him. This knowledge is very clearly defined beginning from the Bhagavad Gita. So if you meet such person who are staunch Christians, you can humbly put this argument before them for consideration. But if somebody is dogmatic and blind follower, then avoid to discuss with him. Better spend time for enlightening a person who is innocent. Do not try to enter into the details of New Testament, but simply say that we agree on principle that God is great. I hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, E.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. I think by the New Testament, Prabhupada is talking about Bible, I think, and he's saying that as far as his research on it, um, so even Bible mentions that all creation is made by God, and that is also the same teaching that we have in Vedas as well. And um, so on the principle that God is the main, God is supreme. So that is I think similar in Christianity and in Vedas as well. I think it means to say that. I'm not sure. And um so I think the only difference of the opinion um mm, is that some people might not be ready to accept it. So he is saying that do not try to debate with such kind of person who feel that who try to think that no, that Christianity is different, the principle is different, and in Hindu it is different. I think he means to say that. And because as per in Bible as well, it is mentioned about God, that God is the supreme personality. And so those who are blind followers, it is pointless to get into debate with them. And only those who are trying to who are open to knowledge and who are intelligent, they will also try to learn through the Vedic literature as well and try to understand God. And yes, Prabhuji, I think that's it.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, described very nicely. Thank you. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to add to this letter? Sanchita Mataji, Saranya Mataji. Okay, so this is Prabhupada is describing about, so God is great, but how great he is, that they cannot describe. They simply just go and make all the literature, all the religions, so-called religions in this world, they do not have any strength. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying, uh, uh, the persons who have made this any religions, those things, they're all in the Branta Haila. Branta Haila. He mentioned that one. A Katta Branta Haila. He gave the incorrect instructions, killing the cow and eating it. How can one is a religion making them to kill a cow and eat it, and another religion is looking just look after these cows as a mother, do not kill. So there is no difference between the religions there. One religion is all auspicious and is in the topmost. No other religions does not come in front of the Sanatana Dharma. There is no equality. How can one person will be equal? No. A person who is protecting a cow and a person who is killing a cow, is there a difference? Definitely. So there is no comparison at all. But here, all the religions say that God is great, but they do not say how great the God is. So the Vedic injunctions mentions Janma Jasya Yatonvayat Itarasha Adhe Swabhijnaswarat तेने ब्रह्म हृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यदा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. That is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Worship that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Our Acharyas, many superior Acharyas, we find how God is, they describe how God is great, how the creation took place one after another. But all other scriptures they do not give, they simply vague, simply vague. Generally they will say, but they do not come with the Hetu and Vadana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions that any of these things are coming, you do not have proper Hetu and proper Vadana. Hetu means reason and argument. They cannot stand whenever Chandkaji admitted that Chaitanya Prabhu, O Gaurahari, whatever you said, it is right. And all our scriptures are having so many faults in it. But what can we do? I belong to that kind of religion. So, Swajati. So I cannot, I simply follow it. I understand that you are also um, the Gaurahari, incarnation of the Lord, like he admits that. And then so this is clearly explained. But here, in propagating the Krishna consciousness, we do not enter here. Many people are dogmatic and blind followers. It is waste of time to speak to such kind of people. If there is a hetu and vadana, reason and argument, and according to scriptural injunctions and historical facts, then it is a proper thing to discuss. Otherwise, we need to avoid and simply chant. Even Rupa Goswami chastised Jiva Goswami when he was trying to argue with the Digvijay Pandit. Even though there is not, it is a kind of a different thing, but he wanted to show off for some kind of dominancy. That is not the purpose of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is to establish the relationship between the living entity and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and awakening the love of God, and then engage in the chanting and follow the regulative principles, free from all kinds of sinful activities. That is the essential thing. Except this Krishna consciousness, all the sinful activities are taking place, except Krishna consciousness. Okay, so that is what, so we do not enter more details into other things, but we simply carry out the Krishna consciousness propaganda. Simply only on that we agree on the principle that God is great. That is only we go to them. That's all, not more than that, because they do not have any. A foolish person comes, and then we do not want to disturb his mind. So okay, you are a good person. Okay, just be as you are. As simple as that. And then we carry out our instructions given by the spiritual master. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry, I couldn't speak that time, but yeah, I mean, you have mentioned, and Prabhupada, I just want to just say Prabhupada, the word he keeps saying all the time, like, they have the 10 commandments where it says, thou shalt not kill, and then again, but they do not contemplate on that. I mean, we have our regulative principles, and we our scripture says to follow them, but they have that, thou shalt not kill, but still, like as he mentioned in the letter, they're blind followers. They do not, follow even the scripture that is mentioned. And this makes us reflect like how Prabhupada, he had taken at such an age the risk of going to a country where there was a different religious belief and practice in whatever way it was, but how tactfully he managed that without, that's what he's mentioning, this Prabhu, that do not get into conflict. Even they are taking out new what's that called? New Testament, yeah, New Testament, or whatever they're saying, do not get into conflict with them, so that he can. And because this bunch of people, the hippies, they could not connect to their Bible, their religious book, but what they're saying, they're not practicing, and that's why they became hippies. There was so much war going on, the Vietnam War and all, and nobody could give deeper meaning of life, of scriptures. And this young generation, they were very bewildered. So it was maybe Krishna's arrangement that when Prabhupada went, uh, he could attract, his literature, his philosophy could attract these people and make the movement success within a very short span of time. That's my intake, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely explained. Okay. Any other comments, dear devotees? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Okay, so sometimes we also see some devotees they are always trying to put the arguments between, if there are any other preachers are there, put the arguments, but I don't know, sometimes it happens. And also we have seen something in Bangladesh, and also something, some are just going because they are seeing such kind of disturbances in the society by the different people occupying the temples and constructing those different religious uh, mm, those masjids or churches, something like that. But people could not tolerate it anymore. So that is, some people are getting, but actually, maybe Lord has got a different plan. He wanted to do maybe later on. Maybe it is a ground for something. But actually, whenever we are entering into the pure devotional service, we never ever enter into the any conflicts. That is the for a devotee who is about to depart to the enter into the spiritual world. But if there are some still, if he is there means, so likewise there is a ground for him maybe doing some kind of devotional service work in favor of the Lord and devotional service and in favor of the Vaishnavas and Sanatana Dharma. Likewise, there are so many things might be happening. But when a pure devotee comes to that stage, so that means he is not entering into any other conflicts. And then just simply carrying out, he is a Paramahamsa. Okay, that means he might have already known all of such kind of things and with complete conviction, because nothing but whatever is happening based on the consciousness of the person, the devotee, the Lord engages such kind of person in the hierarchy of the activities. The topmost devotee, he has completely surrendered, is nothing else, only devotional service. But in the different levels of the devotion, that consciousness, Lord may be just putting him into different kinds of activities. Okay, so but Krishna consciousness is on the top. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got Krishna book reading at 8 p.m. That is our upcoming event. And coming Saturday is evening or Bhagavad Gita session at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Saturday is Ekadashi. Okay, that's all updates from me. And dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Have a Krishna conscious day, everyone. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत